When I was apprenticed in London, I went to see my dear. The candles all were burning, the moon shone bright and clear. I knocked upon her window to ease her of her pain. She rose up to let me in, then barred the door again. I like your well behaviour, and this I often say. I cannot rest contented when I am far away. The roads they are so muddy, we cannot walk about. So roll me in your arms, my love, and blow the candles out. Your father and your mother in yonder room do lie, a-hugging one another, so why not you and I, a-hugging one another, without a fear or doubt. So roll me in your arms, my love, and blow the candles out. I prithee speak more softly of what we have to do, lest that our noise of talking should make our pleasure rue. The streets they are so nigh, love, the people walk about. They may peep in and spy, love, so blow the candles out. And if we prove successful, love, please name it after me. Treat it neat and kiss it sweet and daff it on your knee. When my 3 years are over, my time it will be out, and I will pay my debt to you by blowing the candles out. Welcome, one and all, to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and I found a bunch of folk songs the other day, so there we are. This is the third session of our short campaign of Alas for the Awful Sea. This is a game by Hayley Gordon and V. Hendro that's powered by the apocalypse and is set in the British Isles of the 19th century. It's a game about death, desperation, life, folklore, and the mysteries of the human heart. Let us go around and introduce our crew. And we shall once again go same order. We shall start with Brittany. Hello.
Hi, I'm Brittany. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Casual Halfling. And I am playing Orla Rowan, the creature/surgeon playbook. She is totally normal skin.
Completely normal. Absolutely, 100% normal. And Levi, hello.
Hello, I am Levi, I use he, they pronouns, and today I will be playing Elias McLean, who is the Doomed. I mean the Captain of the Kinsmen. He didn't see him.
Wrong game! Wrong. Or is it? We don't know. Michi, hello.
Hi, I'm Michi. You can find me on social media and on Twitch as Witty Michi. And I am playing Evie Larkspur, the Merchant Outcast.
Excellent. And Speedy, hello.
Hello. I am Speedy. You can find me everywhere as Not So Speedruns. I use he, him pronouns. And I be playing Barney Wright, the old sea dog.
Yes. Excellent. And
a hefty chunk of meat.
It's important to get it. It's important to get your protein in. Vivacia, hello.
Hello. You can find me here on Twitch as Vivacia, on the Twitter as Miss Vivacia. And today I'm going to be playing Lily, the cook and confidant. And she probably did make, that mystery food.
It's entirely possible. And incredibly mysterious. Well, before we dive in, once again, just as a reminder, like we do with most games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and we'll do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it, or we'll put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let folks know that we're okay, we're good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it if we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that, and again with an X, an N, or an O, and just let us know if we're doing okay. Well then. So last time, we had a few things happen. Folks came ashore and they discovered that the things that were being sold, by and large, did not include fish, which is very strange for a fishing village. Little fishing town. Where it was supposed to be its primary thing. They went around sort of finding out that it seems as though the folks on the other island that's part of this is Mudder's Cove, right? This is there are two islands. Right now they're on Morgan Isle. The other island, which is the Isle of Cadarn, was apparently erecting some kind of gate over the opening that leads you to the in between these two isles. That's the only reasonable way in and out. There is, of course, a there is, of course, this sort of area that's there are these very close straits on the other end where they kind of meet, and it's very rocky, very, very difficult to get a boat through. But yeah, they found out that also in turn seemed to be causing the sea herself to have issues. She doesn't seem to like that. We don't know for sure if it's the gate. We don't know for sure if it's the behavior of the people on land, but we do know that the people sort of retreated somewhat from the sea, a little bit, to their island lives, and all the sea life left. Well, not all of it, perhaps, most of it. And those who couldn't leave seemed to be just sort of very close to the other island, to Cadarn, for some reason. There were a number of conversations had between folks who were fishermen who were very, very upset, and tradespeople who were this is also a center of trade, selling all manner of things, getting more things imported and exported, and they seem to be doing fairly well, but also trying to just not think about it too much and keep the ball rolling. And as we got around toward evening, into evening, the crew met up and discussed the things that they'd found. I believe that a message was carried over to Evie that a couple of the lead fisher folk wanted to see her about possible exchange of goods. Then, it being nighttime, most folks were sort of retiring to the ship, but Orla, the surgeon, walked off onto the island and into the woods, where a couple of folks apparently had gone missing. So the rumors are. Captain Elias followed Orla because he was concerned, I guess, and had to follow her into the woods. And there in the moonlight, sort of high overhead, you got to see her come up to this pool, open her bag, remove a seal skin and put it on, and then become a seal, and then dive into that pool. And before he could do much of anything else, he just sort of heard an owl hoot 3 times, sort of a very, very bad omen. Kind of turned around and came face to face with his deceased father. And that is where we left off. So, we are going to head back in now and see what's going on with these folks. It is nighttime once again. Let's see. I will play this one. There it is. And I think actually, just so that I am clear on where everyone is, and I can figure out how quickly to speed through the night, perhaps, I need to know from Evie and Barney and Lily, you folks were going back to the ship, is that right, or were you doing something else this evening?
Yes, I wanted to talk with Evie briefly before heading to bed, though.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that first. That seems like a good thing to start us off with, while things are going crazy elsewhere. Yeah. So, Evie, are you also just basically going to be going back to your cabin, or was there anything else you wanted to do?
No, she was gonna talk to him and then just go to bed.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah. So I would follow her down to her hold. Sit down on a chest that I imagine is full of some of your merchandise. Pour a bit of whiskey for himself. Hand the bottle that you just gave him back to you. And say, something's wrong with the sea here. Very, very wrong.
So then Evie pulls over a table and puts the whiskey on the table. And then just sits down on a chair nearby and kind of glances out the window. Yeah, okay. So she kind of glances out the window and then nods in agreement. And then she says, the marketplace was very suspicious, and seeing my old friend just kind of raises more suspicions on there's something going on in this town.
I don't know what it is, but someone or something is up to no good. I haven't seen the sea this angry in, well, it's been a while.
There's no fishes being sold.
They're all gone. Afraid of something. Off to, seems, circling the other island. Don't know what makes that place so appealing. Full of just as many shitheads. But there's something going on there. Can't right say what it is.
I've actually been warned to stay away from a certain group of people that are there.
Mm-hmm. Who?
I can't remember their names. Hold on. Jim.
Yes.
What what were their names on the other island? I should have took notes.
Okay, so Cadarn is the name of the other island. What was it? What was specifically you? Which group are we talking about?
No, she the merchant lady that Evie spoke to warned her to stay away from the people of Cadarn. That's what I can remember.
Mostly people, yeah. That, So
okay.
Most of that island is owned by one guy, so that probably is people working for him, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so Evie says, she told me that to try not to interact with anyone from Cadarn. There's a ledger that I saw that I think might help point us in the right direction. So if I can just get my hands on that ledger.
Quick, out of character. That that one of the very last things Lily and Evie did at the last time when they were walking back, we said that we were talking about how Rosenwind had told me that Evie could help with Mr. Vaughn. So just that you remember that had happened just before, because that was right in the end and was overshadowed by the cliffhanger.
Oh, right.
Just so you don't forget that you got like crisscrossing information. All right, shutting up.
No, you're fine. I appreciate it. Evie's got a lot of information from the other time. Okay, so and Evie says, tomorrow I'll be meeting with my friend again to get my spices back. And then afterwards I have a meeting as well at the inn to get some more information.
I'd be quick about it. Spend any more time on this island than I have to. And one more thing. He takes the bottle of whiskey back and just takes a swig of it. I heard him. Whispers.
Evie gets all serious and just looks at him, like, really concerned. What did they have to say?
I wish I knew. Importance. If anything. But just whispers. Senseless. Too many voices to make out.
Try not to dwell on it. That'll turn someone mad.
I've been mad for a long time, Evie. But you're right. You know as well as I do that the second I heard those whispers, I was already a dead man.
Evie just gets quiet. Pulls out more alcohol from her bag and just kind of slowly pushes it towards him. You'll need this tonight.
Appreciate it. I'll do what I can. See what the sea can tell me. If she's still willing to talk anyways. Live a long life. She'll take me in the end. How it was always meant to be.
I'd rather it not. Not yet, at least. You're the only one that makes me feel like I'm not going crazy because of these voices. So, I will find you first thing after I get all the information.
Appreciate it. And tell you what I can. Ain't seen nothing like this before, though. And I, with a bottle of whiskey in each hand, walk out the room and go to my hammock.
Double fist in it. Excellent. Okay. All right. Yeah, and you can hear the ocean as you slip into your hammock. You do not hear the whispers. You're just hearing the water.
And I'm drinking as much of that whiskey as I can to make sure that I don't hear the whispers.
That's fair. So, as far as, again, this evening goes, Lily, was there anything else you had wanted to do?
No, she will return to, you know, her cabin that's right off the galley. You know, it's her little kingdom, and she will sit down and she'll write in one of her little ledgers, you know, connecting some dots. But then she'll go to bed early because, you know, the one who will to have to cook the breakfast for the people who have to stay on board and watch the ship.
Yeah, definitely.
And probably, you know, somebody will wake her up for a midnight snack because they think they can sneak into the galley and then she gotta whoop somebody.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Awesome. Okay, we're going to transition over to underwater. And we're down here, going through the different limestone caves, little limestone caverns, in the underneath the front part of Morgan Isle. Sort of swimming, finally getting out. Are you Orla? Where are you headed? Anywhere in particular, or are you just swimming around?
She's just swimming around.
Okay. So, you are going to come out eventually after, you know, checking out the caverns a little bit. You're going to come out the part near the sort of the northeastern end of the island, where it comes very close to that to the straits, and there is the wreck of a ship here. You see, just a bit down below you.
Is there anything good on it?
Yeah, you can go and check it out. You sort of start swimming down. Let me reopen this thing. What has the oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Okay, there it is. Good. I just wanted to, let's see. Yeah. Okay. As you're heading down, you head further down. You can see that it has a very kind of ornate sort of masthead of something perhaps like an octopus creature. It's hard to say. And you're sort of looking along the side of the boat. You can sort of, you're swimming around. You see the tide. You see that it's the name of the ship is the Palm Festoon. And when the moon comes out from behind the clouds again, and you're looking down, you see it's coming down, their beams coming down through the straits, and you start to hear this kind of thing that's almost like this low hum, and it illuminates the deck of this ship as it's sitting there on the ocean floor, this part of it. And it looks kind of like there are people moving around on it, which is a little weird, sort of in that light.
Don't like that.
See, I'm kind of moving a rope around to fasten it down and start turning it on the wheel, although nothing's happening with the sails. You see someone standing there at the helm, just staring off. Just looks like he's looking for something and he can't quite see it.
Orla knows better than to mess with the Beyond, being of the Beyond herself. So she nopes on out of there. She's not messing with that. No. She's gonna put the ship behind her as quickly as her little seal body can. And she wants to know where the fish went, because there were not any fish for sale up on the island. And she doesn't think all those ghost people ate them.
Probably not. It's no longer in their diet. So you're turning and you start swimming. As you turn, you do notice that there's someone up in the crow's nest who's looking around, and it looks like this young fellow looks like he's spotted you. And he kind of sees you swimming in that direction, and he's like, but it's up to you whether you're just continuing on. You sort of catch that out of the corner of your eye.
Well, okay, well now I'm curious. So she turns around, and she goes back. She wants to see if she can interact with that particular ghost.
Okay. I'm going to swim down. And, the kid in the crow's nest is like, he looks up back at the, actually looks back up at the island and is like,
Orla gives as much of a shrug as a seal can give underwater. However, that anatomy allows, and starts to slowly swim backwards away from this again, because she is again creeped out.
And he's going to just sort of be pointing in the direction of the other island of Cadarn. He'll just be shaking his head.
So the ghosts are telling me not to go to Cadarn. So Orla's gonna go to Cadarn.
Gotcha. Excellent. Sounds like a very sound plan. You begin swimming across the way. This is going to take a little time. It's, the inhabited part of Cadarn is not right there. It's going to take you, it takes like about, on the ship, it takes like a couple of hours to, by boat, to cross the cove. As a seal, you will be a little faster. It will probably take the better part of an hour for you. So it's going to take you a little time as you're heading up that way. If you are good with that. All right. We're going to transition away from the water. We're going to pan up, and we're going to head over to the woods, where something I'm sure terribly exciting might be happening. Maybe we're not sure. It could just be perfectly calm. We're not sure at all.
Everything's fine.
Everything's absolutely fine.
We're all fine down here. How are you?
Great. So, yeah. So, you are in the woods by this pool, Captain, and you can see you see your father looking very much kind of the way that he did when you last saw him. Well, maybe not when you last saw him. Maybe, a little before that, a few days.
Yeah.
weeks before that. How did he pass, by the way?
There may not be notes somewhere on the sheet, but I think it was a vague sickness, like some period appropriate illness.
Ah, okay. So he could have had the consumption easily. That could have been one of those things, or it could have been a number of things. But he got sick, couldn't take it anymore. So he's oh, hey, Anino, thank you for the sub, appreciate it very much. Yeah, so he's looking okay. He's not coughing, aside from the fact of being dead.
Yes.
He is pale, perhaps, and as the moonlight is shining down, you notice that when the clouds pass in front of the moon, he sort of is a little less substantial. Also, he seems to be illuminated from light shining off from somewhere outside the forest, maybe off of from the direction once again of the straits. From that water out there. He's just kind of looking at you.
I think after he turns around and sees his father, Elias just kind of like staggers back. This can't. I must be dreaming. I said I haven't woken up. We're supposed to go to Mars Cove. I need to wake up. Like looking back to the pool, then to him.
What, you're going to make an excuse that you've been asleep this whole time?
It's the only explanation. I'm seeing things, or I am awake, and it's been a long day. This can't be happening.
Shouldn't. Is.
What's the meaning of this?
Elias, do you remember the most important rule of taking care of your herd?
And Elias would repeat it letter to letter, but I do not know what that would be.
That's all right. This is a conversation. You tell me.
Keep an eye on the weakest. Keep an eye on the weakest. Protect the strongest.
Right. Do you remember how it is that they come to be weak and strong? Do you remember how it is, what you should be listening to, paying attention to?
The eyes, the gate. What you put in them? Where you bring them to graze?
Right.
Where
you bring them to graze? Where you get the things you put into them? Where you put what comes out? The cycle.
Ah, yes.
They are cycled with the land. As are we.
The land nourishes us, and in turn we shall nourish it.
That's right. You're not on the land so much anymore, I hear. So, but it's you've chosen something a bit more fickle, but that's all right. She takes care of those as takes care of her, just like you taking care of your herd with the land. That is the problem here. Not with you. Not with you, lad. The problem here They're not observing that. They're coming and taking. They're not putting back.
I understand. They're. I mean, they are putting back, but it ain't right what they're doing down out in that opening, that thing.
Well, that's part of it.
And he is just kind of like just dying and kind of working out what else could be like not putting back.
Do you want to read your father's thoughts, or?
I sure can try. My brain 8, so I believe that is 1.
Okay.
What does this character wish I'd do?
There are so many things, but
So many.
in the immediate situation, however, he wants. He's being serious. There is apparently something that is kind of disturbing going on, and he, in general terms, he wants you to try to get it to stop. But he nods and he's just sort of as he's shaking his, there is a he just sort of glances out sort of in the direction of the ocean for a second, and you sort of gather it's like, yeah, the sea is pissed, and then he's going to turn and he's going to raise his hand and he's going to gesture to a spot, so to a, off behind your shoulder. And you look and you see there's a little light that's moving off in the distance. You think it's outside the edge of the forest. You look for the problems. You look for where the land is hurting. And then, once you find that out, you can help the herd.
I understand. Thank you.
You be good now.
I will, Father.
Captain. He vanishes.
Yeah, I think he just kind of like pivot turns on one foot. I hate Shakespeare, and then just goes to follow the wisp.
You are following, and yeah, this is not going to take overly long. You go for about. It takes you about, I want to say, I want to say that it'll take you'll get closer. And you see this light bobbing around, and you realize that it's a lantern. That someone is carrying. You can see that they're about... It's a group of like... And they're outside again. They're skirting the edge of the forest. They're not coming in. It's a group of about... like... 3, 4 people.
Staying a good, like, 10, 20 paces away, are there any of them that I would recognize from the inn?
Let's see. I think I would like you first to act under pressure.
That I can do.
Roll plus Balanche.
I do it.
Excellent. So yes, you get up and you can kind of see them. You are not seen as far as you can tell. You can make out. You get up close enough to make out their faces in the dim light. The moonlight's helping a little bit, but sort of the clouds are over the moon at the moment. And you see that they're carrying a couple of sacks. A couple of them over their backs. One of them's carrying like a one of them's carrying something like a pole. One of them's carrying like a box under their arm. One of them's carrying something like over their shoulder that looks like it might be over their shoulder. It looks like they're carrying a couple something. Yeah. Looks like one of them's carrying like a couple of mining picks, maybe little smaller ones.
Mm.
They do not look like anybody from the inn.
Mm. I think Elias is just going to stand there for like perhaps a minute or two just to get a better grip on what they intend to be doing, and if there's anything to be overheard.
Would you like to read a situation?
Sure.
All right, that's more
So, I don't have a big brain.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's good. That's good to know. Okay, let me take a quick look at my notes here for terrible things that are happening. Yes, good. Okay, excellent. I'm going to make a little check mark down here.
Okay.
Yes, that's the one I think we are going to want, or we're going to get closer to that one.
This is good.
This is the one we want. Up here. Excellent.
Frightened,
cool.
You're frightened.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. As you are, you can't exactly discern much aside from what you have seen at this point. You would probably need to see more of like what's in the sacks and try to figure out a little bit more as far as, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it. They're carrying these smaller mining pick looking things, so maybe there was some kind of digging going on. You can figure that much out. But something that you do see, as you're all, you follow them for a while, and they are getting closer to closer to town, and it's to the point that you kind of are going to have to come out of the woods to follow them. And as you do, or as you are perhaps doing that, you do see they're on the path into that just leads down the hill into the town, and you you see this light up ahead of them that suddenly appears. It's like firelight. And then there's like, you can, as you're getting closer, you can hear like a little bit of shouting. And they just sort of stop in their tracks, as apparently they've gotten to the top of the crest of the hill and they see whatever's going on down there. And they just sort of like, they seem to be saying something to each other. And they're like, and they turn and they're walking away. They're walking around behind the, that entrance to that area of the town. It looks like they're going to be taking another route.
Is a fire happening? Like
It is
like a house fire or something.
It seems as though a fire is probably happening. Yes, you are seeing smoke.
Okay, that's something that is much more urgent and needs to be dealt with. So probably just going to like just run over there and attempt to help with the efforts.
Excellent. Well, yes, there is an alarm sounding and a fire brigade is forming, but let's pop back across the cove for a moment, real quick, before we come back to this. So Orla, as you are swimming, you're kind of closer to the surface at this point, so you can kind of breathe and all that. And you're getting closer to. You can see Kadarin. You can see there are a number of docks that they have. They have docks. You can see what look like fishing boats, which is a little weird for Kadarin, but there are a few of them. Not a lot. And you see, it looks like there's. As you're swimming before it, even there's this weird kind of. There's this like kind of barrier coming up this under the water, this sort of net-like thing.
Orla knows a thing or two about nets. She is not going to go in the net. But does she see fish or sea life that was lacking at the other island?
Sort of swimming around, looking through. Yes. Yes, there are fish in there, it looks like.
How far does this net go? Does it surround the entire island? Is that what's keeping... Does it go between the two islands? Is it keeping the fish?
Follow it for a while. You're going to follow it for a while, and you're going to see there's one place where there's kind of a little bit, there's sort of like these sort of little gates that they can do to open and close parts of the net. It does not look as though... Yeah, it covers a significant portion of this part of Kadarin. Not all of it. It's just maybe like half, which is still a lot. It's not quite at any. It's not at any of the places right where the docks are exactly, so it's not interfering with any of the boats or the boats coming in. So it's sort of off to the side. It's at a kind of it's an area that has not traditionally been sort of dock areas for Kadarin.
How far down does this go? Like, how deep?
It goes down... You go back down. It goes down quite a ways. It doesn't go like all the way down to like the floor. It's not massive exactly. It's about, what is, yeah, it goes down maybe, if I had to guess, I'd call it maybe somewhere between 50 and 100 feet. Maybe 50 feet, we'll call it. Closer
And
to
is
50
it
than 100.
is it apparent that this is what's keeping the fish? Or do I get the sense that there is something more supernatural happening with that as well?
Would you like to read a situation?
I would love to read a situation. Is that brains?
That is brains. Roll seal brains. Okay. What's your brains score? Just checking on something.
Get rid of the plus. There's an extra
Yeah,
plus.
get rid of the plus. Yeah.
I tried the thing.
Yeah, remove
Although
the plus
the zero is a very accurate seal brains. Alright, so she has plus
fixed
2,
it.
so that's a 13.
All right. Cool. Excellent. So, that means that you get, ask 3 questions from that list.
Alright, so what should I be on the lookout for? Is the first one.
I would say that in this situation, I mean, being careful not to be caught in any of these nets is important, but so that's one thing. But as far as kind of what you've been looking for here, the behavior of the fish.
So I guess, what is not as it seems?
So you look at the behavior of the fish. And you've seen, it's like there are kind of entire schools in here. These are whole fish families that, a lot of them very young families, as it were, but fish only have a certain lifespan. And there's a lot of there's some bass, pollock, black bream, mackerel, a lot of mackerel. And looks like it's actually mostly mackerel. But yeah, it's like these fish were not caught. They grew up here. They were born here. Maybe one or two brill, maybe 1 or 2 plaice, maybe 1 or 2 cod, but that's it's mostly mackerel.
So it's
and actually
mostly
a number of cod. You think that actually it's like mostly mackerel, and then secondarily cod, and then some smatterings of the others that have heretofore been mentioned.
And you mentioned their behavior. What about their behavior was what I had noticed.
Yeah, they don't seem to be at all concerned that they are there. Now, granted, they're fish, but at the same time...
So I guess
they're acting like they belong there.
So I think my last question is, what here is not as it seems?
Now you did. I think that was what you just asked.
You are right, it is. I was looking at the wrong spot. What I meant to say was, who is in control here?
Aha! So you look back up. So you're kind of swimming up and you're looking and you can kind of see there are like these rows of different cages and such further in, sort of net cages that get lowered down and hauled up. And just barely, as you peep up over the water's edge, when you come back out, come back up for a breath, you can see there's like a, yeah, there are probably a couple of them out at this hour. They are, yeah, it looks like they've got these setups, these little small, they're not piers, exactly, well, I mean, they're maybe small piers, little piers. It looks like places where they will haul those cages up. And again, these are all, yeah, they're not sailors. They don't have the look of sailors about them as far as you can tell. How much detail should I give you here? What's a seal's eyesight like?
I don't know, but I rolled a 13.
It's a magical seal. So, yeah, it's like they're, these are people who are not necessarily, you're not sure if these are, they don't look like necessarily the sorts of fishermen one normally sees in these kinds of jobs. Yeah, it's like they're, but they do have this, they do look like sort of, as it were, hired help, hired workers. Who actually kind of, now that you're thinking about it, have very similar looks to some of the folks that were out walking around on the gate that they were building. And you think you can just make out, yes, that woman that was standing up on the gate when you came through. You see her come out, and it's like she's maybe talking to them. And she's, again, writing things down. Yeah, same person.
Writing things down.
A little bit, yeah, just sort of noting things as she talks to them.
I want that notebook. I want that notebook, Jim.
It's right there. It's ashore, you know. It's just on the other side of the nets.
Go get it.
You did say that the nets do not cover the docks.
No, that's correct. Yes, that would make it harder to get in and out.
So theoretically, I could swim towards the docks?
You could theoretically swim towards the docks. Yes, absolutely.
Do I see... Oh, wait, crap, I don't have my skin with... Wait, no. I don't have my bag. I'd have to hide my skin. Ugh. What am I going to do with my skin? These are the kind of questions I need to ask myself. Do I see a good spot to hide my skin?
I need to ask this question just briefly. Before we get into the hiding of the skin. I presume you have to also... no, I remember now. You had to... so you don't have your clothes either.
I forgot about that as well.
You disrobed. I'm only mentioning it now because I figure this is a thing your character is very familiar with, this kind, the whole changing thing and the things that are necessary, so this would probably be something that occurs to you.
Yeah, popping out naked's probably not going to be the best way to go. But I want that notebook.
Yeah. She's got it. She's writing in it right now.
Okay. So, Orla's got some information. She can't go ashore without either being a seal or being a crazy naked lady. So, she's gonna go back, find her friends.
Okay.
Maybe share some of this information and come up with a real good story about how she found it.
Awesome. You start swimming back. Meanwhile, back on Morgan Isle, an alarm is going off and things are starting to go to chaos. So it's close to maybe midnight at this point. And those of you distant on the boat will sort of distantly hear this bell that's ringing. Ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ling-a-ling. It's going off. And it is I think you all realize that this is a fire alarm, basically, that someone is running and pulling. You see lights coming on in some of the buildings, the houses, and apparently
I am passed out unless someone wakes me up.
Does anyone on the boat want to do anything?
Evie hears the alarm, just kind of walks up to the top of the boat and tries to see what everyone else's reactions are.
Okay. Some of the sailors are who are sleeping out here. Some of them, I will say, some of the folks that you were transporting ended up staying in town at the inn. But some of the sailors here that are still getting up. A few of them are looking. It's right now. I'm gonna say that the third mate is in charge, and so he's telling a few folks to kind of come out on and see if they can help out. And they're running out to kind of see what the deal is. And you're looking. You see a little bit of smoke in the distance somewhere past the town square.
Does it look like people are getting out of their houses to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Evie goes back to her room, grabs her bag, and then kind of sneaks off the boat. And heads to I'm trying to remember, to Mr. Gardner's office.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you're going to be doing that. Lily, are you doing anything? What are you doing?
Well, the alarm probably wakes me up, and I will throw over my shawl, all grumpy with squished face, and probably like marks on my face, and just grumbles what are these idiots doing? And she'll probably stumble over to Elias' cabin because she doesn't know he's not there, and just bang on it and yell, "Get your ass out of here and take care of this annoyance! How am I supposed to cook in the morning?" And he's not answering. So the next person she trusts is Barney, and she knows where he normally goes to sleep. So there she is with her shawl. Where did that stupid Elias get to? Annoying. And she walks down where he's in his hammock, and she kind of just kicks that hammock like, wake it up, there's a fire alarm going on and you need to shut it up, make sure we're not burning. Fire alarm, go up, take care of it.
Is the ship on fire?
How the heck am I supposed to know? That's your job. And she kind of stomps back and leaves him like tap.
Crawls out of bed, grabs a bottle of whiskey, and follows her up to the top of the deck.
Yeah, there are people running. They're grabbing buckets, and there's a bucket brigade line that's forming. They're picking up buckets, dipping it in the water.
Oi, where's the fire?
Trade district, one of the... Yeah. One of the houses is on fire.
All right, well, help him.
This is going... It's just sort of running, just sort of pointing this way.
My work here is done.
Yeah, you folks take care of that. Why don't you?
Well, Lily is probably nattering at some of the slow sailors, like kicking them and saying, "Take care of that."
Yeah,
where's the captain?
No more. He wasn't in his freaking cabin. I don't know where that boy got to.
That's an excellent question.
And she probably finds like the smallest sailor, like you go find the captain. Better not be passed out in that tavern.
Captain wouldn't drink on a night like this.
And cabin boy runs off to go find the captain.
I don't trust it. This town's too weird. I'm gonna go look for the captain.
Okay. Are you following the cabin boy also who is looking for the captain, or are you searching on your own?
Hell no.
Okay. Let's see.
Lily, would you like to join me?
Oh, we better find that silly, stupid boy before he gets himself into trouble. He should have been home by now. This is his home.
Right.
Where would he be?
It's not like him.
No, it's
not like him to be out.
I know, right?
All right, I'd run off. I guess in the direction of the fire. I guess that would be the first place I would look.
Okay.
I would imagine that him being missing and the fire happening, as far as I know, seem like related events.
Okay. So the two of you are heading in the direction of the fire, and as you sort of head around the down the street and over, you see that it's the it looks like it's the house of the fellow that sells lumber here. A
lot of flammable goods.
A lot of flammable goods in there. And the two of you, as you come around and you see this, and you see people handing up buckets and putting them, you see Captain Elias also there, passing buckets and running and filling buckets to help put out the fire.
Oh, well, never mind. Nothing to worry about then. Captain, you sure got here fast.
What are you doing here?
Barn. Barn. Lily. Jesus. I was just walking around town trying to keep my head clear, and then I heard the alarm going.
All right. Need any extra hands?
There's there's already plenty of people, but a situation like this, any help they need, any help they can get, then just continue to run back and forth.
Right. So as he's talking, Lily is suspicious, so she's gonna try and read his thoughts.
Okay.
Brain.
Yep. Roll plus brain. Okay.
+2.
Oh, plus two to that? Okay.
Plus 2 is included in there.
That's in there.
Is it already? All right, good.
Yeah, it's in there. I can see that. So yeah, you get one question. So anytime during the course of your interaction, right now with the captain, you can.
Oh yeah, is this character telling the truth? That's all she cares about, because he's talking about clearing his thoughts, and he never walks on the land to clear his thoughts. So she's like,
That's a good point. That is true. Yep, you can tell that he wasn't walking around town for the sake of it.
boy, we talk about this later. Go ahead and put out this fire. And she just like scooches back and just
you put this fire out. Okay. So who is attempting to actively fight the fire right now?
Not me.
Okay. So
I'm
Levi?
gonna actually run towards like where the fire is, and I'm gonna look for anyone who like has made it out of the burning building.
Cool. Yes. I think I'm gonna have you read a situation here.
All right. What is that?
That is brain.
Great. Plenty of those. 9.
Excellent. So you're gonna get looks like 2 questions.
I guess my question is
You have a chance to survey the entirety of the fire and how it's going and what's happening, and not only who's in there, but things about it. I'll explain that. There are some other things you might notice while you're here.
What here is not what it seems.
Yeah. So you have been around long enough. You've lived through enough accidental ship fires that you can kind of tell that for this fire to be as big as it is right now and to be as distributed as it is right now, someone has to have set it. This was not an accident.
Well, that's fucking obvious. That's Barney in character.
Oh, yeah.
To himself.
back then they wouldn't have said no shit, Sherlock. So
Yeah. Gotta wait another 60 or so years, I think, before you can even start getting anywhere near that. Yeah.
Based on that, is there any way to tell if there's anyone inside?
It looks as though there is someone trying to get out.
Great. Okay. Can I still ask what's my best way and way out or way past?
Well, that roll gave you 2 questions.
Yeah, but that second one wasn't a real question. It's not on the list. You answered it anyways, like a fool.
It's not on the list? That's true. Yeah, no, that's fair. Go ahead. What was your third? Yeah, what was your not
What's
third
my best
question?
way and way out or way past?
What's your way out or way past? There actually is. So there is at the stand nearby. There is a hatchet. You think perhaps if you grab the thing and break through.
I mean, I've got my own hatchet.
Door.
That's in
oh
my
yeah, you've got a
equipment.
hatchet, and you're fine. You got to break through the side door, not the window, which would make things much worse.
All right. Right.
And that if you at least weaken the side door enough, then they'll be able to get out.
I'm going to run up and do that thing.
Okay, you're running up and you're doing that. I
quickly take a swig of my whiskey and say to myself, "Only the sea can take my soul." And I run up and try and smash through the door.
Okay. So before we resolve that, just real quick to Levi, you are fighting a fire. Your enemy is this fire, so I am going to have you act with force.
That I can do.
I want you to roll plus brawn.
Alrighty, 7.
So you choose 2.
I'm torn. Oh, 2. In which case, I would like to take definite hold of it or the situation and impress, dismay, or frighten whoever set the fire.
Okay. So yes, you very. What does this look like as you're helping to get this fire out?
I think there's a point where Elias just starts like taking 2 buckets at a time, just double fisting buckets of water, and I think there's a barrel somewhere down the street. Pour that out. Then start and then just using that.
Okay.
Just getting a lot more water, probably calling out places where the fire is bigger and getting attention on that, just that kind of stuff.
Excellent. So yes, you're helping very much to coordinate things, get that done. Therefore, I would now like Barney to act under pressure.
That's
So
plus balance?
Roll plus balance.
Oh, great. I have a -1 in that. Hey! 2 6s, baby!
Excellent. All right. In very short order, you grab the axe, your axe. You come up just to the right place where the heat's sort of coming up. You kind of chop away at the weak point in the door, and out of it, right ahead of a jet of flame, bursts the lumber salesman. I know there's probably a better term for this that I don't have in my head, but right now it's lumberer. Salesman. The lumberer. Out bursts the lumberer. Douglas. Because I don't
Lumber's
have it.
out.
Yeah. Douglas sort of comes stumbling out just immediately, coughing. He's kind of covered in ash.
All right there, boy.
Yeah. All right. All right now.
Come on, get away from the flames.
It's coming out. Thank goodness Thank goodness the wife was visiting friends tonight.
What happened?
I was asleep. And I started coughing. The whole place was on fire.
I got bad news for you. You didn't just forget to leave a candle, or put a candle out. Someone did this to you. Who?
Don't know. Well, it's...
Here, calm down. And I give him my whiskey. Take a swig.
So, couple things. One is, I am going to before we so you're calming this guy down. You're calming Douglas down. Lily, you've been hanging out here watching everything. Would you? I'm going to give you an opportunity, should you so desire, to read a situation, because the captain has created an opportunity, but he is rather busy at the moment. Would you like to read a situation to see if there's more information about what is going on behind how this is happening?
Yeah.
All right. That is to roll plus brain.
Because, she might have been a little busy grouching, kicking helpers back to work and just generally, being obnoxious. But, she probably has time to look around.
You're in a little more of a position to do so. Okay.
10.
So 3 questions.
3 questions. All right. Let's see. What here is not what it seems.
So most of the people who are helping right now are sailors and traders, people who are in the who are trading stuff. You don't see a single fisherman.
Not one.
Maybe you see, you look around, you see like a few of the younger ones are helping out. But nowhere near the number of fishermen that are, around.
Let's just see. Who or what is my biggest threat?
As you're looking around and you see some of the other townsfolk, and you're kind of getting a sort of a head count, figuring out people that are here, you do see that Father Hammett is helping, but it looks kind of like you see that a couple of members of his staff and his administrator, Emblem, is not. She's just actually standing back and watching everything with a hint of rage in her eyes.
Right. Who was the ragey one? What was her name?
Emblem. Her name's Emblem, you think. She is the administrator for the local Church of St. Michael.
So she pissed off.
It's yeah. She's upset at about something.
Yeah. I don't know. What should I be on the lookout for? Aside from the things that I've already seen.
There is clearly someone here you think has it in for the for the trade folk, for the traders, and perhaps just as a result perhaps of everything that's been going on. And so it looks like it's getting more dangerous here, and people are getting more desperate. And that desperation perhaps is manifesting in things like this. It is there's this slight undercurrent you get just even looking over the church folk of this slight fanaticism. And then looking at, what fisher folk are here. The fisher folk are here are helping out, and they're doing their best. But the absence of the older fisher folk does tend to speak volumes.
Right, so how far is Emblem away from me? Can I make my way over there and try and talk to her, or is she like throwing water on anything right now?
She's not throwing water on anything right now. She is at the edge of the square,
Mm-hmm.
Where the road goes back into the square. And I think if you are approaching she will, as you're approaching, she'll just sort of look up. And this is actually, the fire is starting to be controlled at this point. It's getting put out because the captain is putting the fire out. But you see her turn, and her and the other person standing with her, they turn and they walk away. They're walking briskly away. And I believe you're muted.
Yes, so her and the other person are trying to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But I know her name.
Yes.
Right, so I'm going to call out to her and ask her to wait for me so I can talk to her.
It appears as though you are being ignored right now, possibly. It's they are, right now they're just... There is a lot going on. There's a lot, you know, and that alarm and everything is still going on, so it's possible she didn't hear you.
All right. Well, Lily will not be ignored. So she's going to whoop out her drill sergeant voice and is going to try and intimidate her by calling her. I don't know if she has a middle name. What's her last name?
Lowry.
Amber Lowry. Stop right this instant. So
okay, I need you to, you're attempting to intimidate her, roll plus brawn.
Right. Ugh. I guess I trip over my shawl and fall flat on my floor.
Well, yeah, basically, so you're moving forward, and, let's see, let's see which box I want to check here. Okay. Yeah. There is for a moment as you are you're distracted as as they are turning around a corner by, you see on the side of a couple of you're by the the vendor kiosks. And you see something that has been written like in chalk. It says, "The wicked shall be purged. The sea shall have her due."
So she didn't listen. She just walked away. And I basically almost walked into a wall because I was looking at that writing on there.
Mm-hmm. Was not there earlier today, probably.
Yeah. So she's probably grumbling because now she lost them and they haven't listened to her. And she's really pissed off. She's looking at this like, what the...
I'm going to shift over real quick to Evie. Before we're probably going to go to break shortly, but I just want to get this in. So, I would like you to act under pressure here, please.
Okay.
Need you to roll plus balance.
Oh no.
Excellent. Oh dear.
It's great. It's great. Love it.
Okay. All right. You, as you come around, and you're heading for the, you're heading for Gardener's house. You're just trying to sneak over there. you see there is this group of folks that you're going to run right into, who appeared to be prowling around nearby. And looks like it is a bunch of fishermen led by Garen Hugh. And you just sort of immediately, it's like you're coming through these bushes and you stumble forward, and immediately, right, he's just standing face to face with Garen Hugh, and he says, "All right, just the lady we wanted to speak to." And I think we're going to go to break for just a few moments. We'll be back shortly. See you soon.
You're dead.
We have returned. And things are happening. What kinds of things I cannot completely say. But before we address the thing that immediately happened, I do want to briefly. I want to head back to Barney, who is interrogating, asking questions, trying to calm Douglas down and perhaps get some more information here. So I'm thinking that yeah, we're gonna keep going with the conversation a little bit, but I'm feeling as though we've got either a manipulate another or a read another's thoughts coming up for this, as you're trying to kind of delve in to see. I think manipulate another is more getting them to do something, so it's probably going to end up being read another's thoughts. Do you want to do that now and just work the questions in as we go, or?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead and roll plus brain.
9.
All right, 9. Okay, so you're going to get one question at any time during this interaction.
Okay.
And yeah. So he's like, you're sort of calming.
It's okay,
him.
you're all right now.
I was really glad to, and he's kind of, he's coughing a lot less. And he's like, I was certain safe. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do now. They didn't hurt had a lot of inventory in there.
You usually keep wood in your house?
Some of it that's a new thing. We're going out getting the timber, so it's not a thing that I'd had all the space for yet.
Fair enough.
We're just working it out. Always had kept inventory in had set up in a back sort of little area of the house. Probably not the best plan, now that I see what's happened.
Too many eggs. One big, very flammable basket.
Yeah, you can say that again.
All scrambled. Not the greatest of meals.
Aye. No.
You said your wife, she wasn't in?
No, she wasn't. She was staying at a friend's place tonight.
Why?
We're going through a bit of a patch just now. Things are a little tense.
Sorry to hear that. She been out many nights, or is this the first one she been on?
Oh, it's been a couple of days now.
Is there anyone you think might have done this?
He's just sort of looking up and looking back at the looking back at things, and he looks back at you, and he says, I probably left something out. Shouldn't have. I don't know. Sometimes fell asleep with leaving my cigarettes out. Maybe that happened.
Doug, I'll be honest with you. When we got here, the fire was on your entire house. If it had been a cigarette, it would have started in the back and spread. Someone must have poured some liquor all over this place or something.
I hope whoever it was, they find some repentance and solace. Then it's terrible.
You don't feel any anger towards him?
Well, of course I do, but I mean, no way to know if people are just creeping up in the middle of the night, setting fires. I mean, we're gonna have to crack down on it and find out what's going on, you know. But maybe it's not going to be my problem. Maybe I'm just going to head out after this. I don't know. It's going to take a lot to recover.
You don't seem all that surprised. Or concerned about all this.
Well, I was certainly not expecting my house to go up in flames tonight.
But you were expecting to leave.
Depending on depends on a few different things. You know, the lumber business is doing well, but now it's clear that it might not be exactly safe for me here while I'm doing that. So maybe I should go.
You think there's anyone who wants you gone?
Oh,
anyone in particular?
I couldn't say.
Is this character telling the truth?
No.
Cool.
This man is lying through his teeth. I mean, he wasn't lying about, you know, he wasn't expecting his house to go up in flames, but yeah.
Right.
He has probably he probably knows who did this.
Yeah. I say to him, you're a God-fearing man, Douglas.
Why, what about it?
Simple question. Lord above, devil below.
Well, I wasn't until tonight.
Well, you talk about repentance. Expecting someone to find themselves in a confessional, or...
No. No, I probably misspoke there.
You know, I actually used to be friends with the preacher around here, old Father Hammett.
Oh yeah. He's I think he's a good man. And actually, you're sort of looking. He's right there. He's like just he's not in earshot necessarily. He's helping them to finish putting out the fire, and you know but he sort of glances over at him, and he's like, yeah, he's a decent fellow.
That is.
Well, it's too decent sometimes, you know.
Too decent for his own good?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I wish you the best of luck there, Douglas. Don't go lighting any more cigarettes.
Yeah, I should probably give it up.
Yeah, those things will kill you.
Apparently. Didn't expect it to be so literal.
And I pat him on the back and walk away.
Walk away.
Is Father Hammett busy? Is the fire like basically out at this point?
Yeah, the fire's out, so it's just kind of now just sort of helping the takedown and sort of trying to, they're gonna sort of now that the fire's out, people are starting to wander off, but they're also he's probably going to be heading. He's probably going to be heading over to, actually, in your general direction, because he's probably going to try to comfort Douglas. But he hasn't quite gotten to that yet. He's still talking to a couple of people right now, so you still can, if you wish, you can pull him aside.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him, arms wide, and I just say, "I speak of the devil, and there he is, Baron Hammett."
Ah! Barney! And he recognizes you, and he's going to come forward to kind of embrace you. And I think on that, I'm going to flip over to another part of the island real quick. Let me do this real quick. Let's see. Yes, Evie is having a nice meeting with some fisher folk. What? Let's see. They're going. They are looking at you. Garen says, "We should have a little conversation, you and us." Yeah.
Sounds good, but I was honestly looking for this rare herb that I heard rumors about. It only seems to, you can only really find it at night. It's crazy. Craziest things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. He just sort of is looking at you. I think we're actually going to try for manipulate another on this one, unless you have a move that's associated with something like this.
No.
Yeah, so you roll plus beauty.
Okay. Here goes nothing. It's cool.
You had a double. You had a plus you had a plus in front of the 2,
okay,
so you want to take that out. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's much better.
Whew. Slightly.
So yeah. He just sort of looks and says, "Where you know?"
It was a rumor. Whether or not it was true, I have to find out on my own.
We won't take long then.
I appreciate that very much.
And he sort of looks back, and you see the fire is it's still right now. It's still kind of going, but it's from at this point. But it's they're working on it, and it's starting to get lower. And he's like, "Let's move away from here a little bit, yeah."
Lead the way.
And so you are flanked by a number of big fishermen, as they lead you around the back of the town, down a street basically, and toward an area that's close to the shore, where a lot of the fisher folk live. So these are more, driftwood cabins, shacks, things of that nature. More sea rustic type stuff. and down on the beach, and sort of beach cabin type deals. And he takes you to it's one of the larger cabins. He says, and he opens the door. He says, "Yeah, come in."
Sorry, my dog is trying to give me a toy. Evie just kind of looks around and then goes inside.
You go in. And you go in. You see that Rosewind Hugh is there in the house. This is a big kind of one-room house, one-room cabin. There is a pot of something boiling on the stove, and a big iron stove. And you see she's there. She's cooking. And she looks over and says, she looks over. Well, you found her. Oh, good. It's Evie, yeah?
Yes. I heard that you were looking for me, apparently.
Yeah, please sit down. There's a table and some chairs.
So she goes and sits down on the chair that's like closest to the door.
Sure, yeah, they're not guarding whatever, they're not trying to intimidate you into a particular chair or anything.
Yeah, good.
But they do close the door behind them when they come in. And says, would you like some soup? I'm just finishing it up here.
Oh, no, thank you. I had some stew from Lily earlier.
Oh, okay. All right. And she comes over and will sit down near you. And she looks up at her husband, and he nods, and she says, "We're wondering about a particular inventory that you sell."
Yes.
There's well, we've heard that you trade in more than herbs.
Yes, I also trade in spices.
So we sort of look at each other. We've heard that there's you also do a side in perhaps gunpowder, things of that nature?
Oh, yes. Herbs come in many shapes and sizes, as I have discovered over the years, and you too will discover. Is there a particular herbs you're looking for?
Yeah, we're looking for the flintlock ones.
I see. Is there a particular reason for...
Actually, this is beyond flintlock. This is early 1830s. What the hell am I saying? My brain went into the 1700s. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. We're looking for the ones that hurl bullets. Those herbs.
Got it. Is there a specific reason why you are looking for them?
Well, you try fishing one way for too long, then you figure you want to try something new, yeah?
Sounds fair.
If it's your means of catching your prey one way ain't working, you gotta change things a bit.
Does this have to do with the lack of fish in the market?
They just kind of look at each other, and they look back at you. Yeah, we need to get things back to the way they need to be. And we tried all we can, you know, the regular ways. And, but with them building that monstrosity out there, it's going to be impossible for us. We got to stop it.
Sounds fair. I'll be back in the market soon. I'll be returning to the ship. There will be a crate that I will be leaving out of the ship just to help air out the herbs a little bit better. It's getting a little damp on the ship at the moment. If, you know, by chance that crate were to go missing, that wouldn't be too much of a loss for me. As long as I can be compensated in other ways.
We've, yeah, we got some saved up that we can give you. We took up a collection.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, will any children be harmed?
And they're just sort of just like not that's not our plan. No, we're just need to take care of some of the management on the other island.
I understand. If you can promise me that no children and my crew will not be harmed as well, like I said, you'll see that crate at the dock, along with a note on the crate that will explain how to compensate for it being missing.
I think that yeah, no, I think that yeah, you've essentially, they've just asked you to essentially promise to do something. You've made that promise, so I think we can manipulate another roll here.
Okie
To see
dokie.
if there's any other assurance that they need. So this is again rolling plus beauty. They change the terms to suit themselves or demand concrete assurance first. So kind of nods and will Rosenwin will nod, and then Garen will just sort of be crossing his arms. He'll say, "Is there any way we can have a look at these herbs?" Well, actually, no. We need to be assured of discretion on this one. Can you guarantee that?
As far as anyone knows, I'm well known for selling herbs and spices by the bulk, even at times. And considering that the marketplace currently is lacking in fish, and the only way that I can make my trades is herbs, it wouldn't be too far-fetched of a trade.
Nods. Well, just the same, we'd like to send Finley here with you to meet you tomorrow, so we can just make sure we've got we got eyes on it, you know.
And Evie looks over at Finley and just goes.
He's a little, he's a younger fellow, but kind of
She just
wiry.
kind of smiles and just goes, "Oh my, well, herbs can be quite heavy, so it would be nice for someone nice and strong to help me unload it from the boat."
Of course, ma'am. All right then. Tomorrow morning then.
Sounds good. I will see you first thing in the morning.
All right, ma'am. Finley says, and just sort of nods, tips his hat. All right, and they will. Let's see. Unless you want to hang out or whatnot, they'll let you go.
Nope, Evie's out.
All right.
She's gonna go straight back to that boat.
All right. Let me see here. Things sort of over by the fire have kind of wound down, and I think that I think that hey, Orla, when you were returning to the island, I presume you're gonna go back down through the caves and back up where you came, where you left, because I think that's where your bag is. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get back to where my bag is.
Okay. So you are going to swim down. You swim back up and get up, and your bag is still there.
Lovingly fold my skin.
Excellent. Good. Good to know.
Wring it out a little.
Yeah. It's very wet. Yeah. Yeah. You get it. You put it back in the bag. And what are you going to do? Now you're in the woods.
I mean, do I see this? Did I see the fire coming in? Did I see the? I see smoke.
Yeah, you did see a little bit of a glow and a little bit of smoke coming in.
Well, I know my nosy crew members are probably going to be where the smoke at, so she's gonna hightail it towards the smoke.
Okay, so you're making your way down there, and you're gonna see they have just put the fire out, and I think the first person you're gonna see, actually, as you're coming in from the woods, is you're going to see Lily, who was off pursuing someone around the back end of the town.
So Orla is going to be quite damp. I mean, at least her hair. Like, she very obviously went for a swim as she is kind of stumbling out of the woods. Michi, I see you just posted the word moist in the chat, and I hate you for it. I've been derailed by that word.
Am I still looking at that writing?
I mean, how long do you want to spend studying it?
Well, how much of a time difference is there between me not getting emblem and stumbling upon that writing and Orla showing up?
So yeah, you'll have it's probably only a span of, at this point, maybe like a minute or so.
Yeah, because refresh my memory, what was the exact wording?
That would have been that's a question to ask someone who write things down. Right. But
because if I'm still standing in front of it,
yeah.
you know.
Yes, and so I believe it says something to the effect that the wicked shall be purged, and the sea will have her due.
Right. So in that minute or two that I have, an emblem's gone, and I'm just still there with my shawl in my night dress, you know, standing there grumbling, and then kind of looking around to see if there's any other writing I can see, because, you know, this might be a clue or it might be nothing, but she's suspicious.
Yeah, I'm going to say that as far as you can tell, it's very recent. and it was made in chalk.
And what building is it on?
It is on the side of one of the ones that sells trade goods. It's a place that sells like exotic maps.
All right. So and then Orla comes up.
Yeah.
Where this can be. Girl, go, come over here. Read this. Read this. What the heck is going on? And why is your hair wet? Did you go swimming again? No. You should not be swimming by yourself in the middle of the night. Never mind. Read this.
Oh, we need to read what? What?
There's been a fire.
Well, I can see that.
Yes. And somebody has written something on here. Another trader's house. Trader. And this might all be related. And I should still be in bed. Use your brain here, girl.
Well, I have +2 brains, so that's I can do that.
The wicked shall be purged, and the sea shall...
Yeah, the wicked shall be purged, the sea shall have her due.
The sea shall have her due.
Well, that all checks out to me. That sounds about right.
Yeah, because with all this fire, there's barely any fisher folk out here helping putting it out, and that's their main enemy.
Well,
so
that's
what's going on here?
I think it might have something to do with the complex of nets across the island, and all the hired thugs that have taken over the fishermen's jobs.
Oh, great! Serious traders. We better find our captain and Barney, and Evie, and we got to talk about this because this is just not a safe place to be right now.
Well, I'd imagine that they are somewhere by the fire.
Well, that's why I saw Barney last, trying to hack in the door.
Of course.
And Elias is trying to be a firefighter. Like, let's just see if they're okay. I have not seen Evie. Where did that girl sneak off to?
Well, I do have some stuff to treat burns, so I'll be using it.
You might be helpful. All right, let's go.
Dumb idiot.
Okay, you're starting to head back. Let's move back over to Barney and Elias. Elias, you actually have had enough going on now, or things have calmed down enough that you can actually see that Barney is talking to the priest, to Father Hammett, and so you can overhear this if you wish.
He doesn't have to overhear it because I'm gonna like reach my arm around Father Hammett and say, "Oi, Captain, you met Father Hammett before? Oh, Perrin the parrot we used to call him. Come here."
Yeah, Elias would probably just like, Father, pleasure making your acquaintance.
It's always so funny the way people seem to treat you with respect around here. You know why we used to call him Perrin the parrot? A few drinks in and he's always on your shoulder.
I'd forgotten about that. A little bit. It's been a while. It's so good to see you. It's yeah, Captain. I think we might have met last time you were here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's I'm glad you folks are around. This building just caught fire. It's dreadful.
Notice that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Ran in a fit of heroism, I did.
Just noticing the half door. My impressive bard.
So, what's been going on here, Father?
Yeah. It's hard sometimes just trying to keep the congregation calm, apparently. Who would do something like this?
You tell me. It's your congregation.
There have been issues between some of the traders and the fishermen, I suppose.
I imagine, given the fishermen ain't had nothing to sell and the traders have.
Yeah. I mean, I've been telling them that they need not. It's not anybody's fault. They need to not direct this anger at each other, you know?
Exactly. Tear each other apart and go bring the fish back.
I know. It's tragic.
That's what you say, but... Well, Perrin, you know as well as I do. Sea has her reasons for things.
Yeah.
Sometimes... bit of blood... bit of salt... seems to... make the waves calm down again.
That's not our way. It's not our way these days. We don't do that.
Hard to say if that's the kind of giving back that needs to be done.
No, we don't.
I wouldn't say so neither. But something's been going on here. They ain't happy with someone.
I feel as though someone should try to read Father Perrin's thoughts right now, perhaps. Yes. So there are two of
one
you
of us or
currently.
both of us?
I think that maybe.
Let me see.
Yeah. Either one. Really. Either one.
I guess why not then? I definitely feel like Barney could already is kind of helping.
Yeah, basically you could have one of you can help and the other
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
And
I will.
think,
Oh boy.
well, never mind.
Never mind then. Read another's thoughts.
You got 3 questions.
Let me see here. This one, 2, 3. I'm gonna hold on to them for
Okay. Just to see
right
what,
now.
Yeah, to see what.
Yeah.
Sure.
See what'll work right now.
Yeah. Let me know when you want to jump in with those.
Alrighty.
And so yeah, you basically. I'm trying to remember where we left off in this conversation. A thing was happening. He was saying, no, it's no, we don't. The congregation is not violent. I have told them we are peaceful. They know this. I've always preached peace about these things. They need to understand, and apparently it's not getting through to everybody, I guess. And we gotta make sure we're keeping in mind, the sea, but we don't want to do anything drastic.
I know you don't think the best of your flock, but you wouldn't suspect any of them would be prone to this kind of thing, would you?
I don't know. Hopefully not. No. No. They should. They wouldn't. They wouldn't.
I mean, certainly someone did. If you've got a guess, it's probably the best guess around here. You know anyone here better than anyone.
How can we get this person to name who they're talking about? To basically name who they're thinking of, like.
I think you'd have to... You might need to impress upon him either the scope of the situation, more of what's going on, or convince him just in some way otherwise of the direness of the situation.
I mean, we can... we can deny it all we want, but whoever did this, I'm not sure anything's going to stop him.
What do you mean?
I don't think, well, they may have stopped one fire, but what about the next fire? Whatever the blazes they plan on doing next.
The first step to repentance is confession. And we're not going to get a confession if they don't see their guilt.
I mean, I can talk to some people and see if there's... see if there's a way to calm things down a bit.
You're a good man, Baron. Good father to these people. You shouldn't have to be the one to root out corruption. You've got your vows to keep.
Well, yeah, we can't do nothing. It's... He seems... You can see that he seems as though there's definitely something he's not saying.
Yeah.
This is kind of obvious to both of you.
Yeah.
And he's kind of wrestling with himself right now.
What does he intend to do?
It seems as though he's going to... Well, when he said that he's going to talk to someone, you kind of get the feeling as though he's going to try to handle something by himself that is bigger than he probably can handle.
Listen, if you're going up to someone potentially dangerous, I'd be a lousy man to let you go off there alone. He says his voice gets more parody.
Hi. Oh. You shouldn't have to... Captain, this isn't your fight. You shouldn't...
Well,
get in the middle of this.
These are fine folk here. I'd like to do all that kind of help, and I don't think I've done that yet.
Whatever's happening here, it's hurting the sea.
It is.
And her fight's my fight, just as well.
Have you talked to her? I know you used to do that.
So you still believe in old Barney even after taking up the cloth? Yeah, talk to her.
I know you want to believe something. You want to believe, and they're not mutually exclusive. But sometimes you just sort of stop seeing things that you don't want to see.
Well, Perrin, she's there. In all her strength and beauty, she's there. Right now,
yeah.
Not happy. And I fear for what'll happen to this town if whatever's wrong ain't right sometime soon.
Yeah. I've tried to keep him calm. I have tried to show him a non-violent path.
What does this character need most?
He needs, well, yeah, he does need a hug, but also he needs the, he needs the, aside from that, barring, the situation getting resolved and the fish coming back and, calming down his congregation, he needs help getting control of the situation.
In a way that he as a priest can't.
Yeah, in a way that he as a priest can't.
Can I roll spiritual fire?
Oh.
When you spread your faith to inspire many others, roll plus beauty on a success, they're filled with fervor and spurred to act. I don't know if that necessarily applies here.
I think we can. I think we could do that.
All right.
That
Sweet.
sounds exciting.
Ed.
All right. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Spiritual
So,
fire.
I get to choose 3 of they act immediately, they don't misinterpret your message, they don't use violence to follow your message, they don't demand boons or miracles from you later.
I guess there's one of those things.
It seems pretty self-explanatory. He's not going to use violence, probably. Yeah, I'll take. You don't. They don't use violence. They act immediately, and they don't misinterpret your message.
Okay, so they might demand boons or miracles from you later. Okay. Yes. So he says, "All right, all right. I'm worried what she's going to do. I think she's going to sacrifice somebody to the Straits."
Who's she?
Emblem and the others. And I think at this point is when Orla and Lily are going to come down, and you're going to see Elias and Barney talking to Father Hammett.
And Emblem was close to him earlier, right?
Well, not close to him. She was close to a couple other congregation members. Mm-hmm. He was helping put out the fire. But you knew that she was associated with the church.
Yeah, so Lily is still grouchy. Oh, wait. Forgot my shawl.
Very important.
Important to wear the shawl of grouchiosity.
So she will, kind of stump over and be like, "Father, that Emblem girl, she is rude and impolite, and she would not talk to me."
Oh.
She just looks at him like she expects him to do something.
Orla
she doesn't know what, but
Orla stands behind, like when you're at your friend's house and they start to have a really aggressive fight with their parents and you don't know what to do, so you just kind of stand there trying to make the walls very interesting, and there's a chip in this counter. She's gonna
Oh my goodness.
like, what has this congregation come to if we cannot even stop for our elders to answer a question?
What did she do? Did she do something?
I do not know. She was standing at the edge of this fire, looking on with rage, and she would not wait for me when I called for her. She ignored me.
Oh dear.
Rude, I tell you. Rude, disrespectful to their elders.
He just kind of gives Barney a look. He's like, I guess that maybe she is going to do something.
Maybe let's get to stopping her. Actually, based on my vision of the sea earlier, does it seem like she would want a blood sacrifice?
So, the stories conflict on this point.
Not it.
It has been known to work. But you know, there is always just, you know, removing the thing that is causing the sea to be upset. Has also worked.
Right.
But yeah, generally the sea, if you can't give the sea what it wants and you want the sea to accept a thing as the new normal, you have to give it something else. Blood sacrifices could fall into that. That's something that has been done. But usually that is the darkest path and is never as simple as it seems to be.
Trying to decide how Barney would feel about that.
It's a good question.
Orla is wringing her wet hair casually out onto the bar floor, and just says, "Who are we talking about?"
The father's assistant, Emblem, says she's planned to throw someone to the streets.
Should probably go stop her.
Does that have something to do with the nets and the thugs and the ghost ship?
Nets, thugs, ghost ship.
Ghost ship?
Did I stutter? Aye, the nets, the thugs, the ghost ship. Thought it was clear.
At this point, Lily is probably going to be like, "There you go, girl."
What?
That's a very very some interesting news. At some point, I would like to know where you've learned of it.
I went swimming.
Yes.
Captain, why are you blushing?
I'm not at. Jesus.
Do you need your medicine, Captain?
Oh boy, here we go again.
When's
Doctor, I'm fine.
when's the last time that you had evacuated your bowels?
This what? I believe they're more urgent matters than my damn digestive health doctor.
I got some prunes at the ship, boy. We take care of you. Now, why are you blushing?
I think accusing Elias of blushing is what is making him blush.
Even more, right? Even more.
No, but
I might have a poultice for it.
we need to discuss Miss Laurie. Who was it? I may have known some of her kinfolk. And
I just need to ask real quick if anyone wants to read the captain's thoughts.
I would like to.
Okay, hopeless brain, please.
Nope. I'm not
dear.
smart.
Oh well. Yeah, no.
It's his bowels.
It's gotta be it.
She's not a good doctor, but she's an honest doctor.
Sorry,
Right
proceed.
now.
I was actually leaning down the ways to invoke a move. Which one? I know your kin. When the family of another is revealed, roll plus brains. I think at least someone's. I think Lily may have mentioned her last name, so if that can work.
So what are we doing?
When the family of another is revealed, roll plus brains.
When the family of another is revealed.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Emblem Lowry? Or,
Yep, Emblem
Yeah,
Laurie.
Emblem Lowry.
we can consider that. It's not like a direct familial relationship, but
Right.
that's another type of family, so yeah.
Yeah.
They're all brothers and sisters
Nope.
of the cloth.
All right. Your family owes their family a significant debt on a miss.
We.
Okay, so yeah, you owe the Church of St. Michael a significant debt.
Out I was actually gunning for the Lowry since
Lowry's?
I've heard their last name. So I mean, either or.
We could go that way. We could go that way.
Yeah. Establish a relationship with Emblem specifically.
What kind of debt do you think you owe Emblem? Or the Lowrys?
Huh. Yeah, you would think that I would have at least no idea. I think after a very good, I mean, this could be more of a promise to Emblem that transfers to the Church of St. Michael, but after a good trade day, like I said, promised Emblem that he would make a donation on behalf of the ship, and due to circumstances, it was no one's particular fault, but they left harbor the next day without making said donation.
Without making said donation, yeah. So I will say that something you will also then know about the Lowrys and Emlyn in particular is they are very religious, but they're also, it's kind of like their version of Christianity incorporates the sea lore as well, and it's very much a kind of a thing within. They're sort of their own kind of cell within the church.
Fascinating.
The lore of the sea.
It's he just reminds himself, Emblem Glorious. Not that I'd put it past her, but that's truly dire. But with the way things have been, I think it's simple. She, unless I'm more of a fool than I'm ready to believe, she needs to be directly stopped. She needs to be confronted person to person and shown that this isn't that kind of nods to Father Hammett our way.
Well, we're wasting time now. She might be on her way to sacrifice someone already. Should head to the Straits.
Yeah. Okay. That's is everyone doing that, or what are we doing?
I mean, Eliza's gonna listen to Barn.
Okay.
Orla is happy to follow.
Lily is still pissed off at Emblem, so if she thinks she can give her a good tongue whacking, let's go for it.
Okay. So.
But has anybody seen Evie? She has been missing, and I'm afraid the girl has gotten herself into some trouble.
Is she the sacrifice?
I mean, I assume she just stayed on the ship for the fire.
There's only 2 sacrifices in this place, and all of them are male, because they very clearly don't know this. All right,
no,
sorry, Elias, you're done.
Listen, with better things that have been happening, I'm open to it.
Clearly you didn't know about that mechanic.
No, I'm aware of it.
Oh, okay.
I abstained.
You have -1 to nose goes.
Right, so do we know which way we're heading? Father, point the way.
All right, yeah. It's the last pier. And, you head down. You head back to the front part of town, to the built-out wooden part, the docks, and you run out onto the docks, and you see there is a there is a boat. Actually, a couple of boats. One kind of sort of dragging the other, or pushing the other alongside it. These are kind of a small sailboat and kind of like a thing that's kind of like a rowboat, basically.
Are they
appears to be heading
in the
toward
water
the strait.
far now?
Well, they're heading toward the straits. They've moved away from the dock, and they're heading toward the straits. There, as far as you can tell, it's a little hard to make out in the dark, but you can see by the moonlight that there is, there seems to be one person in the rowboat. And probably not many people on the ship, just a few people on the ship. Okay, a couple of people.
Oi! What are you doing out there?
There is a, you hear kind of this muffled sort of, "Ah!" But that's all you can hear from there.
Bloody hell.
So, looks like we're too late.
Still got a ways
How
to
far
go.
out are they? They're like more than swimming distance, right?
They are about to reach the edge of swimming distance. They're not quite there yet.
Are we gonna be the ones to steal from the sea? She looks specifically at Barney when she says this.
I would like to roll beyond. I'd like to sense what's beyond to see how the sea feels about this right now.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Sense what's beyond.
7.
You receive fragments and mysteries. What does this look like when you're doing this again? In this moment.
I imagine I'm just sort of standing out on the rocks as the sea spray is sort of coming in. And I just sort of look up to the clouds in the sky and to the reflection of the moon on the water. And I just sort of yell out, "Is this what you want? Will this make you happy?"
Waves lap up, and some of the water kind of splashes you a little bit, and you kind of see this glow come down as the clouds move fully away from the moon, down onto the straits. And the almost white water that's up around it. And as you're looking out there, you hear not happy. But it will do for now. You know what would make me happy.
I jump into the water.
I follow.
So I have a move.
Oh, yes?
It is called Others Like Me. Um,
Is this
as soon as
yes.
as soon as my companions start jumping into the water, Orla throws her head back and she makes a strange sound. And Orla is just a strange person in general, so
Yes.
this might just be a normal thing that she does, but she does throw her head back and give a little, like, kind of Chewbacca noise. And she rolls plus beyond,
Yes. Yes.
and I still can't figure out how that one thing works, so I have to add 2. So that is a 10.
Ah.
So, on a success, Selkies come to help, but they appear in monstrous guise. So, a bunch of fucking seals.
Monstrous seals.
Monstrous seals is what I've just called.
And they will leave you with something puzzling and otherworldly.
I mean,
When you
they're
have them
seals.
coming to help, by coming to help, what is your intention?
If Barney has done that weird thing that he does where he talks to the ocean a little bit and then makes decisions, Orla has, she's learned that tends to mean something.
Yes.
So if he's going after the sacrifice, so are my seal friends.
Okay. Also, Lily, you were the only one who saw her do this. Everyone else kind of heard it, but you were in the water. This is a far pier. It's not near the. It's not near the Beast of Burden. So, Barney and Elias, you are swimming out toward these boats. Things are kind of chaotic. There might be things swimming in the water under you or near you, you're not sure. But you're more focused on the task at hand. What are you doing?
Just jumping and diving out to the boat in order to get on.
I would like you to act under pressure.
Alrighty. Sure.
Okay.
Of course.
You are swimming and getting closer. Just close enough to see that the person who is currently sitting bound across the rowboat is Roland Gardiner, the trade boss. And as you come to that realization, the current yanks you past him, and you find yourself barreling toward the straits. Barney, what are you doing?
I knew it.
Well, heck. The captain is at this point just sort of shot past me on the current.
The current's got him.
What are the seals doing?
They're swimming. They're these things that you can't fully see them yet. They're swimming kind of alongside you. And they seem to be making a beeline for the boat.
That's weird. I mean, I think I've jumped out. I've made my intention clear, and the sea has sent her own to deal with this. So I'm going to go for the captain.
Okay. I need you to I need you to act under pressure for me. Yes, do that.
Great. That's plus balance.
That's plus balance.
I mean, or in my case, minus balance. Yeah, that's a 5. We're both drowning.
The current has you. As you reach for the captain, you've almost got him. You're reaching forward, you're just barely touching his leg, and the current is pulling you in. Pulling you closer to the
Captain.
straits. I do want to
Sea's not meant to take you yet.
Evie, you kind of were trying to sleep. Couldn't sleep. Walking out on deck. You're going to happen to sort of glance over at where the moonlight is making this very nice little pretty pattern of light over by the straits. And you see there are a couple of boats out there and a couple of kind of familiar looking figures in the water that are sort of also kind of getting pulled toward the straits. That doesn't look good. You see, you think it's Orla and Lily standing on a dock nearby. The farthest dock.
Evie just kind of looks out like, it's a bit late to be out swimming. But starts to see like where they're going towards. Like, is there a bell on the boat?
There is a bell on the boat.
Okay. So Evie rushes over and rings the bell and starts trying to get someone to try and get out there to help them.
I would like you to... Nah, I just want you to act under pressure.
Okay.
Roll balance.
The worst luck with this.
Okay. You falter, buckle, or break. The GM can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So, I think that you can get up to where the bell is. You can ring the bell. But the problem is that most of the people, most of the sailors, are still on shore right now helping with cleaning up after the fire. So you've only got the barest of skeleton crews here right now. So you're gonna have to take point.
Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
What are you gonna have them do? Is they're coming out? What?
So I know I don't really talk to you guys, but it looks like the captain and Barney are in trouble. So let's get one of these smaller boats out there and go get them.
Lord, they're heading toward the straits. This is a loyal crew. So then once they see what you're doing, but again, you're gonna basically have to help them. Yeah, you're probably going to have to join them in the boat.
She's already trying to climb in.
All right, they're working on that. Lily and Orla, you're seeing this from the dock. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Orla is very torn because they are in a very public place and she knows that she could help. So she is going to look at Lily the confidant and say, "How big is that shoal?"
Yeah. Lily is gonna offer it to her like it's a very special item. Do what you gotta do, girl.
Can you hold my bag?
Absolutely, I will keep it safe.
I'm gonna get naked.
Absolutely fine, nothing I've never seen before.
It's gonna get weird.
Go ahead. Do you need me to cause a distraction?
Yep.
Alright, so, where can I see is like people who might see her?
There are, maybe a few people are in some of the boats that are a little further away. A few people maybe over at the inn might be able to come out and see it, but
So there's no
So, I mean,
nobody's...
Father Hammett should be right there.
Yeah,
Father Hammett is still there. Yeah, Father Hammett is right there. He's basically been trying to get a. He's been getting another boat lowered down so he can head out there. He's just about got it ready.
All right, so Lily will interpose
Oh, there's
herself.
just a boat right there?
They're trying hard to get to you.
There wasn't, but he managed. He's just pulling up with it now.
Yeah. So Lily will so he's basically trying to pick us up, or is he going already?
He's gonna pick you up. He's gonna hesitate for a second to look to see if you want to come with him, but that's
all right. So Lily's gonna get on that boat and just interpose herself between him and where he would be able to see Ola, and just like, let's get going. What took you so long? We gotta go get Barney out of this water. And she's just gonna tell him what to do and how to do it, and as loud and as big as she can, so that he doesn't even notice that Orla is not where she's supposed to be with us.
So in trying to do this, and I'm going to bend this move perhaps a little bit, I am going to ask you to make a manipulation roll. So I am going to ask you to roll plus beauty for this.
Since I'm yelling, isn't that more intimidating or using force? I mean, she's not using her beauty.
Within that, their ability to get out of your way, give you something they think you want, tell you what you want to know.
Because in the end, she's trying to force him to move the boat and just be in the way.
Well, it's not like you're asking him to do something he doesn't want to do exactly. It's yeah, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know. I'll get you sooner or later. Go ahead and roll plus. Go ahead and roll plus bronze.
It's just like I don't see how she's manipulating him with beauty.
Fine.
You know.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and roll plus bronze, please.
All right. Didn't help anyways.
Oh dear. Okay. So, he's doing it. He's totally doing it. He's not. He's not gonna.
He wants to do it anyways.
Yeah, but he might see something.
He's about to see titties.
Mm-hmm. Seal titties too.
That's what's coming out first. Seal titties 69.
Oh, the humanity. Anyway.
That will then be the
There
name
aren't
of the
manatees
grandchild.
here. She's a seal.
It's fair. All right. So you are you are performing your transformation.
So I don't know if this would count as a move or not, because I do have a move. When you reveal your true form to overcome danger or surprise an enemy, I'm not revealing it on purpose. So would that be a thing that I roll?
I
or
think
would
you
this
could roll
just
that. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to roll plus balance. I have 0. Hopefully it works this time.
Okay. 7 to 9, choose 2.
All right. Oh, one of them is those around you are distracted. But I think, is that distracted by me or distracted by Lily?
Well, might just be distracted by what they're doing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just not paying attention to you.
I think it's they're distracted in that they're not paying attention to
okay.
necessarily to what's going on, or they don't feel as though it's important right now for whatever reason.
So I'm going to go with those around you are distracted, and You discover a way in, out, or past only you can overcome. Because she just wants to. She knows that she's not going to be able to carry them to shore, but she can hold them until that boat gets there. And Evie and her makeshift sudden crew can haul them out and fish them out.
So
We're all coming. To quote, you know.
are you going to? So you're going to run up and
Mama.
kind of. Yes, you do find a way as you're swimming up to interpose yourself between them and the straits. And what do you want to do to try to start moving them? Do you want to try to start moving them back, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, she wants to move them back towards the boat that's coming.
Do you
Sort
have?
of runs to the water, Supermaning her seal skin.
Okay, so Barney, Elias, you are being pulled toward perhaps certain death when a seal swims out in front of you.
Is this a familiar seal?
It is a familiar seal.
I feel like it's really hard to tell if a seal is familiar. I feel like all seals look the same to me.
That's really sealish.
That's fair. I think
I was
Yeah.
watching a Monterey Bay Aquarium Twitch stream the other day,
Yeah.
and they had a bunch of seals there, and man, I could not tell those seals apart.
I think that, well, Elias fancies that this seal is familiar because of
Yeah.
recent occurrences.
Yes.
I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, I think Elias is going to kind of reorient himself and kind of pull on Barney's coat, just kind of so that they both kind of meet towards the middle.
All right, so you want to just sort of...
What's happening?
What is the seal doing?
Sealing around, she is. If she can get them, she's gonna not waste all her energy trying to swim them up against the current, but she is going to get in a position where she can hold them until that boat gets there. The boat that Evie has.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you're sort of... So the seal is coming up and kind of nudging you sort of a little further away from the straits. She's holding you.
I think Elias just keeps saying above water. Again, I really think we need that discussion.
Meanwhile, apparently this other boat is being demolished by a team of seals. Yeah, something strange is happening to this other boat.
That was yours, Doc?
As these creatures are like coming up and capsizing it, leaving the smaller boat just kind of spinning. They're kind of nudging that smaller boat away from the straits. And as you keep going, Elias, Barney, you go briefly underwater again. You come back up. You go underwater again. You come back up. And I think, Barney, as you go down under the water and you're starting to feel as though you're maybe sinking, you can see down there as the moonlight is coming down toward what looks like the distant wreckage of a ship. You see someone hovering there in the moonlight. And it's a female outline, somewhat sort of drifting, and you kind of once again hear we could have had a child of our own. But if you agree to come back to me, when all is done, I will allow you to hear from yours. What say you?
Give her back. That's all. Give her back. Anything.
I cannot return her to you, but
Take me.
I will let you hear her very soon. And for a moment it looks like, for just a moment it looks as though an image is appearing. It looks like another figure hovering next to her, more sort of glowing in the moonlight under the water. But before you can clearly see, before it fully coalesces, you are yanked up and pulled onto a boat.
No! No! And I'm like leaning over the edge of the boat, and I'm like starting to pull back and pull myself towards the water.
Yeah. Elias kind of sputtering.
And this is your crew, and these are your crewmen here. They're like, Evie is here on the boat, and they're pulling you up. They're like, no, Barney, no, Barney, no.
Can Evie slap Barney?
Sure.
Okay. Evie slaps Barney.
Oh! God, what was that for? Come on!
Why are you jumping in? I just pulled you out. Are you serious?
She was there.
Yes, possibly. We'll talk about it later. I think you need some whiskey, but don't jump back in.
Smart.
Yeah, there's a seal out there in the water.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey, Captain. You're right. My goodness. And they're also... You note that... As kind of... Is the seal going to just sort of stay there, or is the seal going to move away?
I think she's gonna go, because her clothes are back on shore, unless Lily has her clothes. So she's gonna have to lay low for a little bit.
I probably wasn't able to take your clothes while distracting the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's
Probably not
gonna.
far
To
from
be
the
honest,
dock, yeah.
or the skin.
Well, she's wearing her skin.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And what a beautiful skin it is.
right.
All the skincare in the world.
Still.
Levi.
So she is going to hang out with the boat long enough to know that it is 100% safe, and Barney's dumbass is not going to try to jump back in again. Because she will bounce him right back in that boat like a ball on her nose.
Yeah.
And as soon as that is, set that they are safe and they are good, then she's going to disappear long enough to get her clothes back and be a human again.
It looks like they've got him. Because there are several of them, and he's trying to get back out into the water, but it looks like they're holding him back.
She's
Perhaps this is
popping
not
up
the
over
first
edge.
time they've had to do this. We're not sure. But I will say...
Yeah, after like a minute, he'll stop trying and just sort of be half-heartedly hanging off of the edge with one hand sort of dipping in the water. Sort of mutters, staring out at this seal in the moonlight. I'll be back. Won't be long now.
The seal will turn to swim out and dip into the water, and Orla, I will tell you that as you sort of are coming back, you see your fellow creatures have guided the boat with a now kind of unconscious, half conscious gardener, Roland Gardner, in it to shore. They have pulled up these two people who are also unconscious, kind of waterlogged, that they grabbed off of that boat. They're bringing them up to shore. And once they do that, they start to turn to move away, but one of them will swim up to you.
She's going to give them a very grateful little, like, of thank you.
And they say to you, similarly, they're like, oh. And it sounds, when you hear it, it sounds very similar, like, it sounds kind of like that. But what you hear they have another day or two at most. This needs to be resolved one way or the other.
It will be. Rah, rah, rah.
Otherwise, all here are doomed. They nod, and you can hear, as they swim away, these very light noises coming from the straits. As the glow fades from it while the moon goes back behind the clouds. And that is where we will end for the night. Thank you all very much for playing. I very much appreciate it. I am sorry we went over, but I kind of wanted to see where all that was going.
I didn't even notice.
All right, folks. Well, as we're kind of coming down from that a bit, we're gonna go around. Oh, hey! Hi, Lindy. Hi. Thank you for the raid.
Hey, Lindy.
We are just about to do our outros and head out. The sea has given an ultimatum. But let's go around and give any thoughts about this session. This is the next to the last session. Next one's the finale.
How?
I know, right?
No, we have so much more.
There are a lot of threads that could happen, but this next one will be the last one. So, again, feel free to give any impressions you had about this session, and then where folks can find you. And we will start once more with Vivacia.
Alright, so first you can find me here on Twitch as Vivacia. You can find me on the Twitter as Miss Vivacia. Right now, it's basically hanging out on my stream, doing the 100 baby challenge in Sims, which I might regret. We're on baby 5. I will be back one more time with Jim, and he has already tempted me with the campaign he's trying to do with superheroes next year. I have to look at the timing of that, though. Now, when we're looking on this, first up, the puns. Oh my lord, were we on a roll? And I am so... Seriously? First off, I got timed out for 10 minutes for saying brain fart. So I don't know what the thing is with farts in here. So I will have to say toots.
Not the it's a quirk of mine. It's not a thing in particular I just want to do on the channel.
Yeah, I understand. I had a feeling there was a story behind it, and I warned everybody. And what does Orla do? Exactly what she's not supposed to be doing. There was definitely high drama here. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. And yeah, that will take me a second. Else I had fun playing the grouchy That was hilarious. It was just so much fun. And I am glad that Evie didn't get beat up, because for a second I was worried that they were going to pull her into a corner and beat her up for, hanging with the traitors. The traitors. And poor Blimey. That was just mean at the end. Do you have to torture him so? Yes, yeah. Bring it on for next week. Are we all going to die? We'll see.
We shall. Indeed we shall. Awesome. I am enjoying Lily quite a lot. It's very cool, very cool. And Speedy, hey.
Yeah, hey.
How you doing?
I'm great. This is a great session. There were a lot of things that happened. There was drama, there was emotion. I tried throwing myself into the sea. That's great.
We've all been there.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see what happens next week. And thank you all for being here, being part of it. As for me, I'm Speedy. You can find me everywhere as Not So Speedruns. And you can also check out the mental health community I organize on Twitter at Cast Together.
Awesome. I love the relationship Barney has with the sea, and just that scene, that was beautiful. That was glorious. So that's I bringing it. So good.
I mean, you were bringing it right back, so thank you for that.
Michi, hey.
Hello. I am Michi. You'll find me on social media and on Twitch as Witty Michi. I stream a variety of games. And speaking of stream, I actually have a really important stream on Saturday because I recently found out that my cousin's corgi has cancer.
Oh.
So any donations that I get that day is going to go straight to her surgery. So feel free to swing on by. I'll be playing like 2 Point Hospital and Jackbox and stuff like that, just to make it fun for everyone.
Cool.
But yeah, and like my thoughts on today, I'm glad I didn't die. No, you can't talk for me. Jeez, dog. And it was interesting that I got to slap Barney. But yeah, I think my favorite thing though is that Elias was able to keep a straight face with Orla after what he saw. That was my favorite thing. I was like, oh, he's not even gonna say anything. Okay. But yeah, that's my thoughts on today.
Awesome. I'm so glad that we got more into the that we got to have the fisherman meeting, and that you kind of are getting to do that other side trade possibly.
Yes, my herbs of many shapes and sizes.
Yes, that's right. That was wonderful. I love that metaphor. It's great. They're herbs
but with bullets.
Herbs, but with bullets. The kind of herbs that fire bullets. It's wonderful. And hey, how's it going, Levi?
I'm not dead yet. This was great. So good. Anyone who knows me well enough knows that I'm a major advocate for shipping and tabletop role-playing games, and no matter what direction Elias and Orla go, it's gonna be real weird, and I am here for it. So yeah, and everyone else, great. Seeing just Barney, excellent. The fisherman trade, just Lily as a character, all wonderful. But yeah, I'm Levi. You can find me at LeviFips97 on the Twitters. The only thing I have going on right now is this, but Wednesdays in like mid-December going into January, you can find me on Tales from the Grim. I forget what the full thing is called, but Harbor of the Black Freighter. It's Blades the Dark by Watchmen. It's gonna be real fun.
Oh, nice. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching that if I can, because that sounds really cool. But yes, also yes. Yeah, you're such a nice captain. You're such a good, always trying to do the right thing. It's so good. Sooner or later, we'll see perhaps what breaks you. I don't know if we only have one episode left to do it, but we'll see.
We've known each other a long time, Jim. You haven't broken me yet.
This is fair. We shall see. We shall see. Awesome. And finally, Brittany.
Hi, I'm Brittany. You can find me on Twitter at Casual Halfling. The chat was lit tonight, even though my father ignored me for half of it. Calling you out, David. I see you.
Oh, that's Dave. I kept wondering who Dave was.
Dave, yes, that Dave. So, had thoughts, they're gone now. Oh, so this session was insane. Lots of feels, lots of seals, lots of puns, high drama on the high seas. So that's the way that this is going. As far as where you can find me, right now I'm doing this. I do have a tendency to just keep coming back for Jim's very special brand of torture. So I'm over here quite a bit. If you are casting a TTRPG stream in the future, you can hit me up on Twitter. Other than that, I'm here.
Awesome, and very pleased to have you here. Glorious sealage. Very good. Awesome. Well, as for me, I'm Jim Ryan. This is my channel. We do weird stuff here, evidently. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, and YouTube channel. What's happening? Well, this Saturday, I'm going to be over on Unmade Gaming for their all-day charity stream. I'm going to be running Everyone is John. Oh, yes! Which will be happening, that'll be happening at 1 p.m. Eastern that day. Still actually, I think, recruiting for people, although I haven't checked back to see if that's full yet or not. But if it is not, then basically folks can, I think it's people go to my Twitter, look on the tweets, and I've been tweeting with Unmade Gaming. You basically tweet to Unmade Gaming that you want to get in, and if there's room, you can get in. I believe that's how that goes. So there's that, and I'll catch up and see where we are with that soon. So that is for Extra Life. That's going to be happening on Saturday. Saturday night, we do Invisible Sun here on this channel. We're going to be again. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have there's a lot of strange slice of life stuff going on, and been enjoying that mightily, and we'll hopefully be able to get the folks back together, and as they continue on their investigations of the missing street. So very much looking forward to that. Sundays we do one-shots. This Sunday's one-shot, provided I'm able to scramble and get everything together in time, will be 50 Fathoms. That is a setting for Savage Worlds. One of the first settings that came out for Savage Worlds. One of the earliest. And that's high fantasy on the high seas. This is low fantasy. That one is all manner of different sentient races, and there are like octopus people and other sort of odd sort of bird people and other things in it, and they're all fighting against the forces of the sea hags. So it'll be cool. I've never had a chance to actually run that. I've played it once, and we'll just give it a shot, see what that's like. So that'll be on Sunday. Normally on Monday nights, I am running Deadlands over on Tales from the Grim. That's not going to be happening this coming Monday. They're taking a little bit of a break for in America. The Thanksgiving holiday for that week is next week, and so there's a little bit of downtime they want to do. But then, of course, that brings us back around to next Tuesday, 1 week from today. We will have the finale of this, alas for the awful sea, Beast of Burden. I am very much looking forward to it. I want to see what happens. We've got lots of threads. I don't know if we're going to be able to resolve everything. Probably not everything, but I think we're gonna see what happens as we're kind of getting close to the knife's edge, I think. So if not already on it, I mean, you know, almost lost a couple of the crew tonight. So we'll see what happens. Right now, sign-ups are going on this channel for a campaign of masks that's going to be happening next year, starting in January. And also for the short campaign next month, which is actually going to be Fiasco. Normally, those are just one-shots. This is going to be Fiasco in Trainwreck mode, where we're going to have 3 sessions that are all linked together. The different characters and the scenarios will have ties to each other. And I've been wanting to play it in that mode for quite a while. So sign-ups are open for both of those. Again, you can always click on RPG sign up down below, or go to jimmyesthatgym.com, click on game sign up, and it will be there. As always, beginners are welcome. So, when we hit the end card, we're gonna do a raid. On whom shall we raid? Let's see. I think we're gonna send a raid over to... I think most possibly we'll do it to the Greyhawk channel. Since, yeah. Is that Tommy? That's Tommy, who appears to be dungeon mastering something over there. He's a good gamer, good game runner. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So feel free to. We're going to go say hi to them in a moment when we hit the end card. Feel free to come over and say hi with us. Again, that will be after we go to the end card. In the meantime, though, folks, take care. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Farewell.